Hello, and once again, we are live with the Modern Mystery School UK EU podcast and YouTube channel. And today we are joined with the lovely Chiyona. Chiyona, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Really excited because we're going to be talking about Healers Academy. And as you know, I love Healers Academy. So that's put a big smile on my face. So tell me, Chiyona, why did you want to go to Healers Academy? Because this is 5 days. You're going to be learning how to do the life activation, aura healing. You can max med, you're going to get your second step initiation. But what was it that made you want to go?
I did this, Healers Academy in April of 2007. So it's been quite a while. But if I think back on it, I didn't, I was in the Empower Thyself class with Sister Teresa, who's my guide, and she was talking about Healers Academy. And I mean, honestly, I didn't think I was going to be a healer when I started Empower Thyself. I just was like, I want the initiation. That's kind of why I went. I was like, I want that initiation. And then I heard there's another initiation at Healers Academy. So I was like, well, I must do that one too, but honestly, I didn't think I was going to be a healer, and I think a lot of us say like, I wanted to be a ritual master or do the warrior path. And like, that's kind of like where it started. But then they were like, oh, it's a, prerequisite for that path. And I was like, sure. And I'm a kind of a goal oriented person. I was like, if you tell me I need to do this to get there, I'll do that. Like, I was told about Empower Thyself before life activation. And then I think I pretty much signed up for that. And someone's like, well, actually, you need this life activation. I was like, sure, let's do the life activation. So I was always like, oh, I want that. And then all these things have to follow. Right. And so that's kind of why I did Healers Academy in 2007. There was like 125 people in that program. It was crazy. It was like in Seattle. Well,
Wow.
Linwood, north of
Wow.
Seattle.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Tell me about Healers Academy then. So what was your experience of it? Maybe the panel, the environment. What can people expect? What can they expect if they decide, oh yeah, I might want to go to Healers Academy?
What they can expect is that there's like, in Empower Thyself, you have one teacher. And in Healers Academy, there are many teachers that are amazing and they have a breadth of experience in the lineage. And so they have a little bit more to offer because they are a team. And so what I also like, every class in our school, in our lineage is a temple, but you enter a really holy temple in Healers Academy that is set by the panel, that's set by the lineage. And it's really palpable. It feels like you're in this container of healing for a week. And then, I've observed it because I've been on the panel as well, where like students come in and at the beginning, they're kind of like unsure, maybe a little bit kind of like shifty or twitchy. And then towards the end, they're all so smooth and, just like they're all unified as a team, as a group. And they're all like feeling like, really like just feels healed.
Yeah, I've noticed that. It's just so lovely to watch. And I remember from my own experience, the change in me from the beginning to the end, just in my physical body alone, just the aches and pains had gone. There was not so much mind chatter there. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I felt just like I'd had a spa, which of course, it basically is.
It is. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about, you can learn how to do the life activation, but tell us about the aura healing, because why is it important for us to perhaps even, learn how to do the aura healing? What's it for? How can it help?
Well, our aura is so many things to it, and there's so many layers. However, it is our life force, so like our vitality, life force, our momentum, our abundance, all kind of stems from the structure of our aura. So if we go through life with the auras intact, then we tend to be more abundant, more have good relationships where we feel good inside. And then when we start having what we say like tiny little openings in our aura, then it tends to leak out energy. So we feel drained. And what happens? Because everything is energy, including money or relationships, everything is energy. So when we start draining out energy, we cannot contain it. That means we actually can't physically contain it in our lives.
Yeah, it's so important. And I think people miss that piece sometimes. Just looking and maintaining the aura can actually transform so much in our lives. So
Yes.
I know we get this at Healers Academy as a tool, which is amazing. Could you tell us a little bit about the MaxMed as well? Again, this is something that you come out of Healers Academy with. You're able to lead a MaxMed, but what is it different from a normal meditation? Can this meditation be for everybody, or is it just for beginners, or is it just for experts?
You know, you get the ability to like start leading max meditations after Healers Academy, but I from leading max meditations, these are for people who have no idea how to meditate. They have never meditated before. Maybe they can't get their mind clear for more than 30 seconds. And like I've had clients go through with like not being able to sit still, they're like fidgety, can't get their mind clear for more than 10 seconds, to like doing it 4 times, and now they got into the theta zone. They got into the where they couldn't feel their like body wasn't in pain, and then they were able to hold the meditation focus a lot longer.
That's amazing. That's
Mhm.
amazing. And so the person that's going to Healers Academy actually gets to lead that when they
Yes.
come out of Healers Academy. Amazing. So
Yes.
tell me a little bit about life after Healers Academy. Did life change? Did it stay the same? Tell us a little bit.
My year was kind of different because I did like a lot of things that year, and I did like RM, and every 2 months I was doing a new program. But for after Healers Academy, I would say that everything shifts. Like my life was completely 180 from when I started the life activation. And then so it just felt like ramping up of the transformation. Does that make sense? Like it was just accelerating my transformation. Like I was transforming at life activation, but like accelerated at empower thyself, and then even accelerated at Healers Academy, and then Ritual Master, of course.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. And could you tell us, we're kind of coming towards the end of the time, but could you tell us, for people out there that are looking at this and thinking, oh, should I go to Healers Academy? Who is Healers Academy for? What would you say about Healers Academy to people out there that don't know or thinking about it? What would you say?
It's part of our spiritual divine purpose. So it's kind of like it's for anybody that's interested, and at the same time it's for people who really want to make an impact in the world, who want to make the world a better place. And I'm here for that. And so I
Yeah.
just feel like anybody really, but so for the not everyone's going to be interested, but definitely the people who want to make the world brighter, lighter. Like we need more light.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we that's going to resonate with a lot of people out there, because that's one of the things that people often say to me, I just want to do so. I want to be part of something or contribute something or help, or
Yeah.
they say it in many different ways. And I always say, learn how to do the life activation. Learn it.
Yes.
That's it.
Well, it anchors that light within that person. Like you're anchoring light permanently into a person. Like you could go to a sound bath and it's like, oh, you feel good for a minute, but it dissipates. But the life activation permanently anchors it and into that person's life so they can actually hold it.
Yeah, well, we are huge fans. So, you and I know. For me, I always say to somebody, oh, they say, what healing should I do? What should what should I do? And I always say, life activation. And I think if everybody just got a life
Yeah.
activation, the world would be a lot
Brighter.
different than it is
Brighter.
now. A lot different. Oh my goodness. And that's the beautiful thing. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to talk, you don't have to, it's not talk therapy. It's just this amazing empowerment tool that will help you remember who you truly are, connect you to your original blueprint, and help you to fulfill your purpose and your contracts. I mean, isn't that what we all want?
I think so. I mean, that sounds good to me.
We're in. We're sold.
Yeah.
We're sold. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
your experience.
thank
And
you for
I know
having me here. Mhm.
yeah, I know we'll get you back on the show and to chat about other
I
topics.
would
But if you're Amazing. And if you're out there and you're thinking, I might like to try a life activation, or I might even want to go to Healers Academy, you can get in touch with either of us. And we will, if we're not close by, we'll pop you in touch with one of our colleagues around the world. We have many colleagues in many, many, many different countries. So feel free to get in touch. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
And
so
good
much.
night.
It was lovely. Thank you.